And I have the great pleasure now of introducing our guest. This is our keynote today. Really, really excited to hear this story. It's the Zero Gravity and Pilates, or Zero Gravity Pilates. Now, this dynamic duo, it's fantastic because they're both called Chris, they're both the CEOs, and they're both founders. So that was very, very easy to introduce. Now, Chris Richardson is a celeb trainer. You'll know him as the Joe Wicks of Pilates, and he hails from elite football in the UK and also in Aussie. So that's awesome. The other Chris Watson, he preferred the snow sports and is a massive science brain. So these guys, and I was just having a look at you guys on YouTube before, phenomenal, and we cannot wait to work out with you as well. But please welcome the two Chris's for the keynote on how to pivot successfully and just your success story through the pandemic. Thank you so much, you guys.
Video.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Chris Watson.
I'm Chris Richardson. Thank you very much for having us today. We're both really excited. Yeah, honoured and excited to be obviously talking to you about experience throughout lockdowns and how we have managed to pivot from essentially a studio space to having one of the fastest growing apps there is in the UK.
Yeah, hopefully we can give you a bit of an insight into the last 12 months and how we've managed to adapt our way through the lockdowns. We actually started our lockdown with one company and actually with a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. We seem to be emerging with two studios. So we've been in a very fortunate position, quite frankly. And if you're not that familiar with Zero Gravity Pilates, we are a boutique studio. We've got 5 studios started in and around London. And we specialize in reformer work, we do classes, personal training, a bit of rehab, that sort of thing. And then the second company that we've managed to develop over the last 11 months is Zero Gravity TV. So that is the app, that is on demand. We're doing Pilates, yoga, we're doing bar work. Yeah, we'll be just talking about how we actually developed Zero Gravity TV. So with our 5 boutique studios, me and Chris have been friends for donkey's years now, but we set up in September 2011, and over the space of 8 years, we managed to open up 5 studios in 8 years. So we managed to do this purely on net profit. We have no investors, we have no business loans whatsoever. So we've sort of just been doing this. We've got a formula, and it really seems to work. So we've done very, very well over the last 8 years, and we've slowly been gaining over the years a really, really brilliant reputation for ourselves, especially in the world of reformer. And we've sort of been organically expanding. We've sort of been getting new studios, going into new areas, people coming to us. You should be coming to our area, the new cities up and down the UK. And we've been expanding with staff. We've got new staff. Year on year, so the team is sort of ever expanding. I suppose our goal for the actual studios in themselves, they've been sort of strictly studio based, because that's where the success lied. There was no reason for us to originally, enter into the world of apps. It was something that's not beyond our capabilities, but something in which we thought maybe sort of outside our comfort zone.
Well, I think our background is purely training, and we obviously set up a studio, like Chris was saying, 2011, and every 18 months we pretty much open up a new studio from there, which he is saying is 5 studios in 8 years. So we never really thought about anything digitally. We've done stuff via Instagram, just posting exercises and stuff like that, and we managed to get a bit of a following for ourselves due to the celebrities that we're coming in training. Everything was done one-to-one or class-based. And really, if you said to us, this time last year, we would have an app with thousands of people subscribed to it and following us, I'd say you're mad. Never would have thought it, would we?
No, not at all. And actually the app, so I guess the initial sort of foundation that we had from the actual studios themselves, that is what gave us the platform to be able to enter into the world of opening an app, Zero Gravity TV. Zero Gravity TV didn't conjure it up out of thin air. We had a foundation, we had customers, We had people coming in that we knew. We had a reputation in the areas, especially across North London. So that for us is, that's where we were February 2020. But then obviously March, and like, you don't need to go into it, but like a lot of industries, we took a massive knock. The leisure industry, there was, you know, real questions about the leisure industry. Where's it going? What's happening? And like you, we were having to sort of learn our way around, you know, the new normal. So me and Chris, we had to make some massive decisions, big decisions.
Yeah.
Also, as a little sidestep is, the rate of progression of the company was one studio every 18 months, 24 months. And we got ourselves in this very sort of rarefied atmosphere where we were able to open up 3 to 4 studios purely net profit every year. And we was on the brink. I mean, we literally had 2 studios in the pipeline. We were ready to sign contracts within days.
Yeah,
I think it was. So the first big decision was not to pivot to an app, but actually how are we going to work our way through these lockdowns? So we had to make a horrible decision. It was a necessary evil, but we had to say goodbye to those 2 studios. And then, so the next big decision is, how are we going to keep the company afloat? How are we going to bring in enough money to cover overheads? How are we going to make sure that when we come out of lockdown, there seems to be a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel? How are we going to see ourselves?
well, no one knew. No one knew. We didn't know. We went into lockdown. No one knew what, you know, when we were coming out of lockdown. So, and actually, we didn't have much funding and help from the government. And I'm sure the companies watching the same thing. There wasn't much support, even paying wages and stuff. We didn't actually much sort of support for at all. So we were really worried. We didn't know what we was going to do. We had to drop the 2 studios we were going for. We still had our 5 studios to pay for. We was kind of thinking, well, where do we go from here?
Yeah. So we started off by renting out our reformers. We had over 30 reformers, and believe me and you, it was a hard task getting 30 reformers up and down the country.
Actually, they sold like hotcakes. Literally, like we put something up on Instagram to sell to rent the reformers out, and literally all 30 went within a day, 2 days maximum. And then we had to go through the process of delivering them, right? Yeah. So we're based London, Essex way, but these reformers were going up to Leeds, Liverpool, down to Cornwall. They were going everywhere, weren't they?
4 corners of the UK.
Literally.
This is when we started to get the initial pivot to the world of online. So we was doing virtual personal training, we was doing classes for businesses, we were doing Zoom classes for the masses, and credit where credit's due. Chris took over Instagram and it was beyond successful. The amount of people watching was incredible. Chris will go into more details about it with you. But that's where it started. That for us was the initial stage of the pivot, and making that pivot successful. And it was sort of really kicking off with Instagram. But all these decisions, these were short term. These were decisions to get us through a lockdown. Yeah. At no point, and Chris hinted it already, at no point did we think that these decisions would lead to a second company. And actually excel, you know, find ourselves in a better position coming out of lockdown than when we entered.
I think we're one of those few companies. I'm sure it's a lot. There's some out there similar to us. We actually, the lockdown in a way, I know it's mad saying it. It's actually been a blessing in disguise in a way, because you now actually have 2 businesses. One, the studio aspect. We have 5 studios. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this. That we actually are looking for more studios now, which is incredible to say. We also have this app now, this digital, people can go and watch us, which we never had before, which is another business and taking on as much profit as what the studios is. I mean, it's incredible to say. But going back to how it started, it pretty much essentially was a charity incentive originally, trying to raise money for NHS charities together. And I just had a thought one night, literally just sitting there going, let's try an Instagram live using our celebrity base of clients. So coming into the studio, we have people like Rochelle Hughes, Alexandra Burke, Aston Marigold, Mr. Snowden, Kimberly Walsh, really big names, lovely people coming to us. And I got on the phone to Rochelle and I said, do you fancy doing Instagram live? Just doing an ultra mat Pilates session. So essentially our sessions we do in the studio is on a reformer. So you may see the reformer is just behind that mat there, and that's what we do the classes on. So doing mat work, we've done mat work before. We want to make it different, make it unique. So we have this ultra mat Pilates style, which it bases around all core stability stuff. It's very dynamic, very unique, very different to what's around. So we've done a session with Rochelle Humes. And it literally, we had over 80,000 people watch the first session. It's only a 45-minute class. And from there, we had loads of messages, we've got to do more, got to do more. So I said to Rochelle, should we do another one? Done another one, same thing. 80,000 plus watched it. We were saving onto IGTV. Over that space of time, there was 500, 600,000 people going back on and watching the lives we had done.
It's been over 2 million views as a whole.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's just mad. And then from there, it's a bit of a snowball effect because we started with 40,000 followers, which is a nice base of followers anyway, just from the studio stuff we do with celebrities and all the exercises we put up and the knowledge we put across to people on Instagram. But from the lives we've done, we managed to go from 40,000 up to 70,000 and now to 93,000 followers. So in the space of a year, we pretty much near doubled it, then over doubled than what we had prior to the lockdown, which is incredible. But going back to the Instagram lives, we done Rochelle, and then there's more celebrities want to get involved, and incredible for doing it. It's Alexandra Burks, Kimberly Walsh, Diane Buswell, and then we started getting celebrities messaging us, and their agents messaging us, wanting to do the celebrity stuff, the lives with us. And like I said, it's a snowball, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's new to us. People actually approaching us.
Yeah.
Or Chris mainly to come and actually do a live with Chris. I mean, it's absolutely staggering, really.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. But each time we was doing a class, I'd say at the end of the session, please, if you can, you donate to NHS charities together. And this NHS charities together, this incentive we had was just to raise £1,000. Literally just £1,000 worth of raise. We've done that within, I think it was like 2 Instagrams or 3 Instagrams we done with
in the space of a week.
The space of a week, we raised £1,000. So then we upped it to £5,000. And again, done that within the month. So we go, right, let's go 10,000 again, done it in the second month. And then in the end, we managed to raise £14,000 plus, I think it was, for NHS charities together, which was probably one of our biggest achievements, actually. Yeah. Raising that much money for NHS charities together was incredible. So it's a snowball effect, and we got a lot of press from it, and it was incredible. That's when we thought, hang on, we may have something here which we can actually try to sell, because essentially we had no income coming except from the reformers we rented out and a few Zooms we were doing for companies and personal training and stuff, but it wasn't much. So we thought, let's try selling one class and just see how it went. And I think we sold it for £1.49, was it? Or
£1.49. So
£1.49 for the class, and we had a load of people buy in. I mean, a big percentage of people bought into it. We've done the class, very successful. We see, how did you find it? We asked people what was their thoughts on it. They loved it, wanted more. Done another class, same thing. Loads of people signed into it, bought into it, loved it. So we sat down, we was like, what should we do? What can we do to sell this as a monthly thing? Because you can't just go and create an app by clicking your fingers. It takes months. We know that, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So we actually set up a Zoom. We had a monthly subscription to it. And we started off, we just said 500 people. We have 500 people sign in, and let's see who buys into it. Well, straight away, we sold out within, I think it's like 10 minutes. 500 spaces went, sold it. And we had to have that for the month. So we've done it for the first one, 500. We then increased it to...
Then we increased it to 3,000. And we found ourselves in the same situation within 24, 48 hours. We sold out 3,000. Then a month after, we upped the package that we had to 5,000, the exact same scenario. And then we went for the top package, 10,000. We sold out the 10,000 package as well. And we did that, you know, it was within days we were selling those packages out.
It was crazy. It was crazy. The people was buying into it and doing the Zooms with us. It was mad to see. But there's one thing with the Zooms was obviously doing the Zooms, they have to be done live. And then from the Zooms, we then send the recordings out to people who would then do them in their own time, and people who hadn't bought into the monthly subscription wanted to buy recordings, and we were just sitting down going, this is something we're not used to doing, and it's actually making money, and it's viable. So
it was working very well, but it wasn't efficient. No, it wasn't as effective as what we'd like. And that's when it became very apparent that actually this is where the app needs to really kick in, because when you're getting people signing into Zoom and then we're having to do the emails manually and sending out all the information manually, this is where the app really sort of came to life.
It was just taking time, wasn't it? It was a lot of time. It wasn't, from a perspective of a business perspective, it wasn't efficient. You know, it's taking hours to send out recordings, and some wouldn't get the recordings because of what technology is like. So that's when we sat down and thought, right, let's do the app. Let's find out where these people are buying from, whereabouts. And we just thought it'd all be UK based, literally, didn't we? But when we looked into it, people are buying from Ireland, Scotland, America, India had a massive base, people buying from Switzerland, Dubai. It was incredible to see that even though we were UK based, essentially a small little reformer company, there was thousands of people buying all around the world wanting to do our workouts.
Yeah.
So we said, right, we'll do an app and let's see how it goes. And pretty much, I mean, you talk more about the app, Chris, but
But we was entering into a realm that we have no idea about. It's completely a learning curve. I mean, if you want us to set up a boutique, reformer studio, we can do that with our eyes closed. We can do Zoom. Zoom is absolutely fine. But coding, setting up an app, getting an app approved on different platforms, Google Play, iOS, Android, that was a stretch too fast. And then that's when we had to go third party and speak to them, talk to them, get their expertise on how we set up an app. So that's how the app started to develop. We went to a third party, and building an app is no easy feat. It was constantly going back and forth, hard work, dedication, long hours. And, you know, the original goalpost was originally just to get us through lockdown, essentially. But then as we was having these discussions, it became apparent that actually there was longevity. We had 10,000 plus people signing up. So we had to have now sort of longevity in mind.
I think also, but also the cost to set up an app isn't something cheap. To set up an app is expensive. So if you're going to dive into it, you've got to make sure that you do it properly and correctly, so you're not wasting money or throwing money down the drain.
Yeah, that's where we started looking at other fitness apps, non-fitness apps. What are they doing well? What don't they do particularly well? And because this was completely new to us, it was a learning curve. We needed to try and make sure that we hit the ground running, as little hitches as possible, and just make sure that, you know, when we started, there was an easy transition from the current clientele and customers that we had signing up with us on Zoom to making our way over to our app. And that's when we needed to make sure that our app was different from other apps, and we looked at all different things in regards to the style of teaching, what do we offer, the costings. We tried to make sure that it was cheaper than everyone else. We needed to make sure that our app basically was set apart from
the Telegraph named us as the 99p workout, which all the celebrities are doing, which is a fantastic article. You can actually probably still go up and go read it. It was actually, that was during the Zoom, wasn't it? Yeah. The price we was charging worked out 99p a week, essentially, for all these classes, and all the celebrities that are doing it and stuff. And it's a fantastic article which just talks about us, and it's still not we're going now, talking about the studio space is closing, but doing this online stuff, which snowballed into this massive thing. But yeah, like OK Magazine done stuff with us, which all helped with also promoting the app when it did come about.
Oh yeah. So then we needed to try and make sure that we are set apart. So we also looked at what do these other fitness apps offer, and they tend to be niche, specific to one style of exercise. So we made sure that we have a whole host of different exercises so people don't plateau when they're doing their exercises. So we've got Pilates, we've got yoga that's unique to us, we've got reformer work on there, we've got band work. This is the sort of stuff that, you know, to have all of this under one app, you don't really see that all too often. But these decisions were strictly zero gravity TV. We needed to make sure that we still have 5 studios and we still have progression and development within those studios. We need to make sure that zero gravity Pilates and zero gravity TV will work succinctly together. There was no point in, you know, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, 12th of April, and, you know, reopening the studios and then all of a sudden making the app null and void, or vice versa, and focusing too much time on the app and not having enough time for the studios. So we've had to make some incredibly positive decisions and make some positive adjustments. So we've been hiring throughout lockdown, we've been promoting people, we've created new roles, responsibilities within the company, and considering the circumstances, I think that's absolutely incredible that we're in a fortunate position to be able to do that.
Definitely. I think going back there to the soon part, and going back on to making the app, one of the things for us was when the studios reopened between lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, was that obviously we had to go back to go and teach or manage or do admin work, which takes hours and hours and hours. But having to then schedule into your day do a live session, which is pretty much every other day, we really found it difficult either for us or for our staff who were teaching. And that was also another point was us going back to it. It was like, well, actually, we want to take this seriously. We've got to do something on demand.
Yeah. And
that's one, and also another reason why I went for the app, because we needed it on demand. So people can go on and log on. And also because people got logging on throughout the day, no matter if it was morning, night time, where it was, people were logging on from overseas. They could do it when they wanted to. It wasn't, it wasn't going to be 12 noon UK time. That's it, which wouldn't be no good over in America. It's on demand, means you can get it as and when, and that really did help for us. Now we actually push our members even more so. People say, actually, then I can do that when I get out of bed or when I get from work. You don't have to then wait for the recording or I have to do that live there and then, which is incredible for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. So the future for Zero Gravity as a whole is, in a fantastic position. So we've got basically the umbrella group is now Zero Gravity, and now we've got Zero Gravity Pilates and Zero Gravity TV. They are working in unison with each other. They both got their own directions that they're going to be going in. So we're going to be, we've got another 2 studios that we're going to be opening up after April 12th.
Yeah.
And we've got some great ideas going forwards for Zero Gravity TV as well, which we're going to be releasing throughout this year and over the course of 18 months. So we're sitting down with PR, marketing companies, and how we can sort of continue to keep taking Zero Gravity TV forwards.
It's pushed us into new realms because, never would we thought we'd have an app prior to, this time last year. We now essentially have 2 businesses. So we're looking at 2 businesses. I know there are 1 business under the same umbrella. There are 2 separate businesses in there. We're looking to open up more studios, which Chris has said. So 2 studios hopefully this year, which we're very close to agreeing on now. To open up April, May time, which is incredible. But also with the app, we want to keep developing it. We want to be unique and different to what's around. There's some incredible stuff that's going to be going on to the app, which is very different to what anyone does, which is unique to us in terms of cost, in terms of all the classes we offer, how different the classes are. We see so many apps that just do hit, and there's no knowledge behind what people are doing. We really try to put knowledge into what we are and put science in behind it. Sports science is our degree, sports conditioning, sports science, sports rehab, and everything we try to do, there's personality behind it, and there is also knowledge, which goes a long way when you're training people one-to-one, but especially when you're doing it virtually. It's a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to sum up, really, it's been incredible 12 months.
Yeah.
It's actually worked for us very well, and it's mad saying that, but it's worked us very well because we've gone from closing down studio spaces, renting reformers out, to then going onto Instagram Lives, then snowballing onto Zoom, then get us up and running. And now it's all about, once we come out of this, and hopefully all open up April 12th, get the studios up and running as they should be, nice and busy, and continue with the app, because you've got people all around the world who sign into it. And I think, and as Emma said, I think that the digital market now has never been so big, and I think it will continue to grow throughout 2021, 2022. It's going to keep growing because people do want to exercise at home, get a workout in before they go off to work, when they come back from the kids at school, get it in quickly without having to go to a gym or do the washing, the changing, all that sort of stuff that comes with it. So I think it's exciting for us.
Yeah.
So we have a documentary we're going to be jumping onto very soon as well. So it's very exciting times for us.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and just so everyone out there, if anyone has any questions, please put them in the Q&A now, and we will ask the boys. So I'm going to go with the number 1 question, which is, first of all, congratulations. What a success story. Not only because you got a product that could scale, but you actually scaled, which is really hard. So people think it's only tough if you've got no business. It's also hard if you have a lot of business. You've got to make decisions and run hard. Could you give some advice to people who perhaps you already came from fame and you've obviously got a very, very good product? What if I don't have much money and I don't have celebrities? How could I perhaps enjoy some of the success that you have enjoyed? What would you focus on?
Obviously, I mean, what helped us was, one, we had a base. So we had a nice base of one celebrity clientele. So I could pick the phone up to Rochelle and say, right, can we do Instagram lives? And we had a base in the studio, so we had support from there, and a following of 40,000 on Instagram. I'd say the thing is to make yourself unique, make yourself different. If I literally, I'll flick through. I'm doing a judging for Fit and Well at the moment, judging on new trends happening, trainers that are coming out. I flick through, and there's so much. It's very samey. Not to be rude, it's so samey. You got to make yourself different. If you're the same, if you're great and you are the same with everyone else around, you don't stand out. So you got to make your training unique. I think you got to be personable. You got to show personality through the screen, which is very, very tough. When you're doing stuff, across the screen, it's very difficult to show personality. But you have to stand out in that way, and just believe in yourself. Be confident. Be knowledgeable. Make sure you know your stuff, what you're doing, and people then they will gravitate towards you and follow you.
That's some great advice, thanks. And well done, because Pilates can be the most boring thing on planet Earth. So well done making it exciting. You really have. And I can't wait to do the workout. So let's unpack a couple of the costs you referenced. So which platform did you guys end up going with?
In terms of the app?
Yeah.
Was Uscreen, a company called Uscreen.
Uscreen, I know Uscreen well. I'm just interested in that. And what made you make that decision? What were the features that were important to you?
I mean, we looked, didn't we?
See, the thing with Uscreen is that we don't have the average package that you get. So if you go on the website, you can sign up for a package. Ours is bespoke to us. We spoke to them because we had over 10,000 subscribers. We had to come up with something slightly unique. So the process took maybe 4 to 6 weeks longer than what it should have done. So for us, Uscreen, they were able to be a bit more flexible than some other companies. And also what they allowed us to do, because it is bespoke, is as we scale up, we're able to adapt the app to basically accommodate the increase. Yeah, exactly. That's it. So that's the reason why we went with them.
Great, I love it, and thank you for that answer. Rough cost, you mentioned to do an app is expensive. Could you just give a rough range? And obviously that's how long is a piece of string, but rough costs if you're going to start consider an app as a club or a studio.
I mean, ballpark. I mean, it depends how people are going to look at it, because you've got to pay the staff. We have over 300 workouts on our app already, and we put up 50, 60 different workouts each month. So obviously you're paying staff. You can't do that with yourself. You're paying staff to do it. That's a cost in itself. You then have the app itself, which is a ballpark figure between 5 and 10 grand monthly. That's an outgoing itself. Where you're going to be doing the exercise, if it's in a studio space, you've got to rent space out. That's a cost. Yeah. There are big costs behind it. But if you are in a position to do it and do it very well, then it's definitely worth it, 100%.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about your product. So you guys come from big science backgrounds, sporting backgrounds, you understand the human body, and you've also got this energy. How important is it that your product's really solid like yours is, do you think?
Massive.
Yeah, I think people respond to knowledge. I think because you take two apps, and if you've got someone who's just doing exercise for the sake of exercise, compared to people doing exercise and you can see a purpose, you can hear anatomy, physiology, people respond to that. They know what you know, and they know what you're talking about as well. And that helps to give you more depth. You can just go out and just do a basic exercise. That's absolutely fine. But when you start to see people and they actually know what they're talking about, it's just a whole completely different ballgame.
Can I also... I'm just going to add to that, you've got to have the sizzle though, because there's a lot of very boring academics, like there's boring Pilates and there's boring.
Hey, Emma, we've got that sass, girl. We've got that sass.
That's where Chris comes in handy.
I love it. That's great. I'm just looking if there's any other questions.
Right, you've got to have. You've got to be. Yes, you've got to be knowledgeable of what you do and put science behind it. Massive belief in that. But also, yes, you've got to have personality and manage to connect with people who are watching you to make you go, oh, I really like her, I really like him, I'll watch them again, I'll come back to them. Because if you're boring, no matter if you know everything in the world, people are not going to engage with you, essentially. It's all about engagement. That's a massive thing.
The reason why he was so successful on Instagram Lives. It was that rapport going back and forth, that person.
Yeah, I mean, the celebrities we had were amazing. And it did help that we knew them and trained them originally. Because we can have that rapport and a bit of banter throughout. And people like watching it. And when we exercise, it's light-hearted, it's a bit of fun, but it's good, solid, functional work. But it's also light-hearted, it's a bit of chit-chat in between what we're doing with the kids, what we're doing, what you watch on TV, box sets, all that sort of stuff throughout. So people can relate to it. And actually, I really like that. I'll go and watch them again because they're talking about stuff I like to hear.
Okay, that's great. So we're right back to that community thing. You're right back to knowing, liking and trusting you and actually having a relationship. And you're talking about a two-way relationship. It's not just a flat screen with a perfectly, formed, whatever. It's entertainment, but in an improv way, which I think is huge. In 2 years' time, what do you think your feature set will be on your app? What do you think people will be wanting in a couple of years?
Well, I think our bread and butter is always going to be Ultramat Pilates. So that's our bread and butter. But we're adding to it all the time. Still, the core, our core goal is always is about being obviously aware of body weight stuff. That's why we're very unique. We say all you need is a mat. Get yourself a mat, and you can do any of our workouts. If it's yoga, if it's bar work, if it's the Pilates stuff. All you need is your body weight, and that's sort of our unique selling point. Not only that, but also each workout is very unique and different to what's around. So you do our Ultramat stuff, you go, like you say, it can be very boring. There is so much boring stuff out there. Ours is so dynamic, it's addictive. That's how we got so many followers, from 40,000, 93,000 followers within a year, because people just get addicted to it. And it's like, I want to do more of it. And it's making it addictive. So if you say in 2 years' time, what would be our biggest thing? I'd say still the Ultramat Pilates, but we'll have a base of other workouts around it, supporting it, so they can chop in and out, a bit of yoga, a little bit of bar, and that sort of stuff.
Right, so you'll probably do something like what Kayla's Sweat app did. So she started off and then she added yoga and she added pregnancy, because that was the big unmet need for women, I guess.
We've already got all that on us. Don't have to go anywhere else. Come straight over to Zero Gravity TV.
Oh, I love it. What would you never do? What would you never do? What's not on brand for you guys?
What's not on brand? I mean, you never write off anything. Like, you would never write off anything.
It's justifiable.
Yeah, it's justifiable and functional. Well, we're all about, obviously, our background's science. So we don't just do exercise which is on trend. There's a lot of exercises going around at the moment. I'm like, that's just trendy. You're not actually doing anything.
Give me an example. What's one of the exercises that the gorgeous girls of Instagram do that you would never do? Give me an example.
One that kills me is jumping lunges. Left, right, and centre. People doing jumping lunges, and they're just doing it all wrong. Knees over the place, feet out here, just putting excessive load for their knees and hips, back. You're like, what's yours?
No, well, to be fair, jumping lunges pretty much sums it up.
It's like you flick through Instagram, and all you see is jumping lunges left, right, and centre. You're like, there's other exercises you can do to work your legs. Don't worry. But yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them, which is like an exercise which is just, you don't have to. I mean, it's an incredible exercise done correctly, but it's not the be and end all.
Okay, I've got another question here on price. Why did you choose the lower price of £6 and not go for the higher price of, say, $19.99?
Well, we was getting, so throughout the first lockdown, we were inundated with emails, and no exaggeration, literally hundreds of emails coming through a day. And a big portion of them were thanking us for being affordable, being cheap, because we wanted to hit the masses. We wanted to make sure that it was accessible to everyone. Whether you're, living in a small house or a big house, we wanted to make sure that everyone was able to do it. So that's why we went for the smaller price. And that's actually what helped us pivot across. We had 10,000 subscribers. And if we'd have just whacked up the price, that would have been a slap to the people that have been doing it for the last 3-4 months.
We're trying to find a happy medium. So yeah, the price has increased slightly from when we were doing it on Zoom to the app. You had to pay for it. We had to look at the cost and get net profit from it. Yeah. We're still trying to get a balance between being a nice price for people to afford it throughout the months, but at the same time, as a company, help support, because I'm not going to lie to you, the app is supporting the studios at the moment because studios are closed. When the studios reopen, we can think about, but At the moment, that is supporting the studio. So we've got a nice balance. Yeah. And like I say, it's affordable to everybody. You know, we don't want to cut people off. And when we see apps which are 20, 30, 40 pound a month, when you open back up from lockdown, people are not going to pay for gym membership, going to studios and stuff and paying £40. Like there's someone's going to cut something out somewhere. And I think if they're going to cut something off, it'll be the digital opposed to going to a studio.
Okay, so just on that, because there's a specific question around that, how worried are you when the club's open? What will happen to the app and how will you retain them?
So from going from what we've done from lockdown one, coming out of lockdown one into that little bit in between before lockdown two, our members, it's very community based where we got 5 studios. We had 95% of people come back in and do the workouts. They loved it, come back and done workouts, and there was no drop off with the app. So we continue with the app. So they say a lot of people who do our app stuff are around the world, Switzerland, Dubai, like they're everywhere. So they haven't got access to come to the studio. They love our workouts. And the people who are close to us obviously want to come back to the studio because they love what they do. The trainers we have are incredible. So they want to come back and see them, be trained them. So we're actually really optimistic in terms of both keeping that going and pushing on through the app and want it to become one of the biggest apps there is in the UK. At the same time, we've still got our eye on the studios. Like I say, we actually have 2 offers in place at the moment on 2 studios we're looking to open this year.
Yeah, that's great. Just on that, you are running 2 separate businesses. Do you think there'll be a time that you'll bring it together and there'll be one membership that's both, and then maybe you'll tier within that?
I mean, there's potential for the future. It's not something we've sort of discussed too much at the moment. It's very much they are 2 separate entities. But maybe in 2 years' time, there might be a way of, making it a bit more succinct. It's potential. Yeah,
because I really do think the future is going to be and. People love live, but if the kids are sick, I'm traveling, I'm at work, I'm going to do the app. And if they're addicted to it, they'll do it wherever they are. But, we are seeing that people do want to go back to live. And you're going to have people who just want to be digital, just want to be live. But most, I think, will do it in the middle. That's really fascinating. I'll just check the questions one more time. And then we're going to get ready for a class. Am I right?
Yeah.
Chris, go get your shorts on.
We're going to have to do a Superman.
Look, there's just a lot of love for you guys in this Q&A. We've got the app. You're amazing. Will you open in Dubai? There's a good question.
That's actually was on the sheet, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there has been talk about opening abroad in the States and Dubai, but obviously we're thinking at the moment, we're just sort of it's in discussion. It's in discussion.
I think it'll be something which we'll look to probably do next year now, because we want to open up here a couple of studios, and if this offer's still on the table in Dubai, which is a very good offer, then we'll definitely would look to go out there and open up studios there, because again, we're very unique, and what I hear is that nothing's we do is around out in Dubai.
That's great. What a horrible problem to have. We can't
and
go.
And also want to get on that beach out in Dubai.
Anyone's going to Dubai. So, good on you. Hey, we're going to go through, we're going to answer a lot of those questions in the chat. Anyone who's listening, we're going to get ready for class. We've got 30 minutes. Am I right? 30 minutes with you guys. Awesome. So get our mats out, and then we're going to take a break after that, right?
Cool. Perfect.
So,
okay, Jake, you can be asking me a question whilst Chris gets changed. Do you want?
Okay. Oh, I thought he was going to get changed in front of us. That would have been more exciting.
No, you did. Look at you. He said, "Go on, Chris, get changed in front of us." Go on. Lucky enough, he's actually got his shorts and his t-shirt under his jeans and his jumper. So, literally, he's Superman right now.
Oh, that's funny.
Is there any questions you want to ask me whilst Chris is getting changed?
Yeah, I'm just having a look here. What are your thoughts around in-app purchase within the app? Something Apple and Android are looking to make compulsory for digital content and apps. It means you have to consider a 15 or 25% charge when calculating your price model. So app in an app.
An app in an app?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
No.
In-app purchases. Oh, in-app purchase within the app. We'll come back and answer that one. No, the rest I think you've given a good nudge. Let's do a workout and see what's so special about you guys.
Are you going to get involved, Emma?
I'm doing it.
Oh, you're doing it. Good.
Yeah. And then I'm going to open up your club in Dubai.
Ah,
she's fishing for work.
Always.
Enjoy it.
good.
Okay.
So, do you want me to just start now, or did you want
Go.
a couple of...
Go. Get your mats, everyone. Go for it. You've got half an hour. Go for it.
Ah, perfect. Right. Well, let's get started. Okay. We're going to start off, of course, with the warm up. So, we're going to go into kneeling rotations. I want us to just get mobilizing our spine. So, take your right foot forwards in this kneeling position. So that's right foot forwards. Bring your elbows out wide in line with your shoulders. We're going to lean forwards and we're going to rotate towards our right knee. We come back into neutral and then we come back into neutral again. So we come forwards. So we get that dynamic stretch through the front of that left hip flexor, left quad, and we just rotate the spine. So mobilizing the back and spine. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the thigh. Perfect. It's slow and controlled. There we go. Perfect. Good. So the key to the warm-up is getting movement through the joints, the major joints. So at the moment, we're getting a nice range of motion through the hips. Good. And we're getting a rotation through the spine. Of course, it rotates to our right-hand side. So we come forwards. We rotate to our right-hand side and keep this going. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. And we're just going to do this for another 15 seconds. Good, perfect. So it's just a warm-up phase. We're not going to go too hard. We're not supposed to go hell-bent for leather. We're supposed to get blood and warmth into the joints and the muscles around them. Good. So last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So come into that kneeling position again. And we're going to reverse this. So we're going to take our left foot forwards. Perfect. So in this kneeling position, same again, elbows out nice and wide. And we come forwards, get a nice dynamic stretch in the front of that right thigh. Rotate to our left-hand side. And we're just mobilizing the spine. Perfect. So we come forwards. Good. Slow and controlled. So we want to find a nice steady pace. You don't want to go too quickly. You don't want to go too slow either. Perfect. Well done. Keep this up. Keep this going. Excellent work. Come forwards, last 15 seconds. Let's mobilize that back and spine. And we're getting that dynamic stretch. We're getting movement through the hips. Fantastic. Well done. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Good. Come back into kneeling. Now we're going to go for some basic crunches. Start getting movement through the abdominals, a little walk through the abs. So you're going to lay down, face up towards the ceiling. So your feet go roughly hip width apart. Now take your palms onto the thighs. Relax your head down, big deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to crunch up and raise our hands, our palms, up the thighs towards our knees, and then slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. So nice and basic, nice and simple. Good. Perfect. Inhale on the down. And try to, if you can, on that down phase, come down vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a great way to mobilize the spine. We mobilize the spine by going rotation, the kneeling rotations earlier. And now we're flexing on the up and extending on the down. Perfect. Slow and controlled. Good. And when we do this style of crunch, it really allows us to close in on that abdominal space. We're pulling down the rib cage in towards our hips. Perfect. Good. Keep going, keep going. Last 20 seconds. Smashing stuff. Good. Keep those abs working nicely. Excellent. We're getting there nice and slow, nice and controlled. And we're down to our last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. When I get to 1, we're going to crunch up to the top of hold. 2, and crunch up, hold, and now pulse. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And relax. Perfect. Hug your knees into your chest. Massage your back into the floor below. That's it. Fantastic. Just massage the back. Good. We're going to go into some leg drops next. Really get the relationship between your legs and abdominals and core throwing up nicely. Perfect, good. So, pop your feet back down onto the floor. The first thing we need to do is protect your low back and spine. It's very important. So, take your hands, palm side down, underneath your bum cheeks. That's going to really help to support the lumbar spine. Now, we're going to extend the legs up towards the ceiling. We inhale as we lower our right leg. Exhale as we raise. And we're going to alternate legs. Okay, so nice and slow, nice and controlled. Perfect. So with these, try to stay relaxed through the shoulders, the upper body. So we're not punching, taking on unnecessary tension through the upper body. We're going to keep our ribs down, nice and low, and keep the tummy button switched on as well. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Take your time with these. And again, when we lower that leg, we're loading through the abdominals and core, so keep the abdominals nice and tight. It's a great way to wake up that core system. Perfect. Keep going, last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, finish your last one. Good, almost there. Perfect, good. Now we're going to go for a wee stretch. So extend the legs, point those tiptoes as far as we can, and extend the arms. I'm not sure if my arms are still in shot here, but let's extend away. Really point those fingertips, point those tiptoes, stretch out the body. So this is a great way. We're opening up through the armpits, into the chest, really opening up on the abdominal ribs. Good, we just hold here. A few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Smashing stuff. Last 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, slowly, carefully take yourself out of the stretch. We're now going to go for some pikes. So we're still in the warm-up phase, nothing too strenuous. Now, with our pikes, we're going to go palms down, and they are underneath your shoulders. And we're going to walk our legs away. So we come to this inclined plank position. We're going to slowly inhale on the up, pull our heels down to the floor so we get that calf stretch, and then slowly forwards into the plank position. Okay, so let's go 3, 2, and 1. Pike. So you pike up nice and high, drop the heels down for that Achilles and calf stretch, and then slowly forwards into the plank position. So this is a great way to get the whole body working. Arms are naturally loading, shoulders are nicely loading and moving. Coming forwards into the plank position, so abdominals and core are nicely firing, hips are moving as well, so getting a nice hinge through the hips, lightly loading the legs, and a little movement through the ankles as well. So it's a great overall body exercise, gets the whole body moving. Good, well done. It's slow and controlled. Perfect. Keep going, keep going. And then next we're going to go into some basic lunges, basic squats to get the lower half of the body moving. Good, last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish this last one you're doing. Don't stop halfway. Make sure you complete the exercise. And then drop the knees, smashing stuff. Let's go for a wee shell stretch. So it's bum down, chest down, reach the arms forwards. Now you want your thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. And you want to try and create the sensation we're dropping our spine down through our shoulder blades towards the floor. And hold here. A few deep breaths in through the nose. And slowly out through the mouth as well. And hold. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smashing stuff. Perfect. Okay. I need you to all come up into a standing position. And we're going to go for some basic lunges. Okay. So in a standing position, we're going to step back with our right leg. We're going to drop that right knee, graze the floor, come up nice and tall, alternating legs. Okay. This is basic, nice and simple. Let's get some movement going in through the legs. So standing tall, we're going to sync up with the timer. So 3, 2, spine long and down. Step back, graze the floor, and then stand up nice and tall. And we're going to alternate our legs. So my left leg is coming back, down. Perfect. Well done. Keep this up. Keep this going. So this is a great way to get movement through toes, through those ankles. Knees are moving, get a movement through those hips as well. Stay nice and tall. Hold good form, good posture throughout. Good. Keep this going, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Fantastic, well done. And we're just easing into the session. We're not going hell bent for leather. We're just easing our way in. Getting a bit of warmth into the muscles. Movement through all those major joints. We've been moving through shoulders. Movement through our spine, hips, knees, ankles. Perfect. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish this last one you're doing. Don't finish halfway. Stand up tall. Perfect. Now let's shake those legs out. Next, we're going to go into some squats, some basic squats, okay? So we're going to stand our feet on a clock face of roughly 10 to 2. So hopefully you can see that here. So roughly 10 to 2. We come down, straight spine, and stand tall, okay? So let's go now. 3, 2, and 1. Squat down, push up nice and tall. Keep that spine nice and long. Excellent. We come down as low as we can. Get a nice hinge through the hips, a nice hinge through the knees, and slowly push yourself up. Good. Well done. This is a compound exercise, so we are lightly working through the abdominals and core as well. So that's why it's so important to hold good form and posture. We're not rounding the shoulders, we're not hunching the spine, we're staying nice and tall. Big deep breath in on the down. Exhale on the up. Last 10 seconds, keep going. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Stand tall. Now we're going to go for a double hamstring stretch. So feet roughly hip width. Extend your arms straight up towards the ceiling. And then chin to chest, roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Reach down towards your tip toes. Few deep breaths. Now, the key to this is do not bend the knees. Can't stretch that enough. Bend the knees, the stretch is in vain. Keep the knees locked straight. Few deep breaths in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Perfect. We're just going to hold here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend those knees and come up tall. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to get into it. We're going to go into an alternating side plank. So we're going to come down, kneeling position. Now we're going to take our forearms, both forearms, onto the floor. So a quick demonstration. So you can do this half plank for regress or full plank. We're going to reach one arm up towards the ceiling. Both forearms go back down. Alternating sides, okay? So sync up with the timer. We are going to go in 5 seconds. 4, 3, set the body up. 2, and 1. Plank position, forearms down. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Forearms back down, and we're alternating. So my left arm now comes up. Perfect, well done. Keep this up. Keep this going, slow and controlled. Take your time. It's not a race, so we'll come up into that side plank. Hold 1, 2, 3. Back down into neutral. 1, 2. Reset. And then back up again, roughly 2 to 3 seconds each side. Keep breathing, steady breathing pattern with this. Good, well done. Keep this up. Keep this going nice and slow, nice and controlled. Last 20 seconds to go. That's it, perfect. Keep this up. Keep going, keep pushing yourself. Well done. It's a real great way to get the abdominals, core, and waist firing up. Perfect. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish this last one. Don't finish halfway. Commit, complete, and relax. Fantastic. Good. Now with this, we're going to go for a wee shell stretch. I'll change angle. So we're going to go bum down, chest down, but clasp your hands together behind your back. Raise up, and then we're going to rock slowly, side to side. So we're going to rock slowly, side to side. Okay. Good, it's a great way to open up the ribs. It's a great way to open up the spine. Also open up that shoulder complex as well. That's good. Okay, last 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Okay, we're now going to go into a reverse plank. So I need you to come into a seated position. So seated position, extend your legs. So your feet are roughly hip width apart. So we're going to load through the heels. Now our hands go behind our bum, point the fingertips out to the side because that's the natural position for the wrist. We're going to elevate up, collarbones, chest open, and we're going to hold in this position, and then we're going to tuck and alternate the knee to chest, okay? So we're going to kick off in 3, 2, 1, elevate and hold. Just hold for a couple of seconds, get used to the feeling, the sensation, and then tuck, alternating the legs, smashing stuff. Good, perfect. So go for 60 seconds. Good, well done. So we'll be going to planks. Most people will do a regular plank face down. Great, fantastic. But it's so important to reverse that, reverse the plank. So we're working that superficial back line of muscles. So your core isn't just at the front of the body, it's to the back as well. So again, the back of the arms going, back of the shoulders, upper back, mid back, low spine, working nicely. Working internally through the glutes, gemellus obturator group muscles working, hamstrings, calves working nicely as well. Good. Nice and steady. Keep your chest proud. We're looking up towards the ceiling. Last 20. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep pushing yourself. Keep breathing. Good. Do really well. That's it. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, complete. And lower, smashing stuff. So let's go for a nice stretch for the back and spine. Legs extended. Reach forward as far as you can. And the trick to this is chin to chest. If you tuck your chin to chest, you open up cervical to lumbar spine. We're leaning forwards. Nice big stretch out. That's fantastic. Good. Well done. Perfect. Good. Now we're going to do the reverse of this, which is actually the mountain climber. So we're going to face down. So they're going into a prone position. So our palms go back down to the floor. They go shoulder width apart. I think we all know how to do a mountain climber. We're going to come up into that incline plank. Tuck your knee to elbow and then back alternating legs. So let's go in 3, 2, set the body up and go. Perfect. 60 seconds. Great way to load the arms, shoulders, abdominals and core are working. And with that knee tuck, get a nice little emphasis through the lower abdominals. When people moan about the abs, they want better, stronger abdominals. Generally speaking, you're talking the lower abs. So it's a great way to get the lower abdominals firing up. Steady breathing. Good. Don't hesitate to reset the body. If you need to drop the knees, come back up so we don't lose technique. Shoulders above the palms. Keep it steady, 20 seconds. Good. Well done. Keep going, keep going. Perfect. Almost there at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish your last exercise. Complete and finish. And relax. Smashing stuff. Okay. Let's go for your camel stretch. So you're on all fours. Knees underneath the hips. Now, as you inhale, you arc the spine high. And as you exhale, sink your hips through. Try and regulate your breathing with this stretch. Inhale, arc high. Exhale, sink through. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to take some of the focus away from the upper body. We're going to go into lunges. We're going to go into a 3-pulse lunge. So I'm going to plant my right foot forwards, my left foot behind. We're going to come down, pulse 1, 2, so we're grazing the floor. 3, we come up tall, we come down again, pulse 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's right foot forwards, left foot behind. So we're going to go up in 5, 4, 3. Set the body up. 2, left foot back, and 1. Graze the floor. 1, 2, 3. Tall, down. 1, 2, 3, and tall. Perfect. Keep this up. Keep this going. So we're working nicely through the quads, the front of the thigh, hamstring, working into the glutes, and keep it slow and controlled. The longer the time, within reason, whilst your muscle is under tension, the more benefits we get from the exercise. If you go too quickly, it's less time under tension. So we come down slowly. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. Come down. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good, perfect. Keep this up. Keep this going, slow and controlled. Good, we're getting there. Last 10 seconds. And we're going to go for a hold and pulse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it halfway down. Hold for 10. 9, body weight forwards. 8, 7, 6, straight spine. 5, 4, 3, we're going to pulse. 2, and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Lovely. Stand nice and tall, shake the legs off, stretch out that right quad. If we can, hold on to something, table, wall, chair, with your left hand, so we're nice and sturdy. Pull the right heel to bum, up tall. Do not lean forwards into the stretch. You're losing the stretch. Up tall, pull the knee backwards, that's it, perfect. Few deep breaths, breathe into the stretch, and as you exhale, try and increase the stretch. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good stuff. Okay, we're going to go into a static squat, calf raise, a quick demo. So we're going to take our feet roughly hip width. We're going to come down into a nice squat position. We're going to hold, maintain. We come up onto our tiptoes, so our heels come up, down. We stay low, and we keep going. Okay, so let's go. Let's think up at a time. We're going to go in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Come down and hold here. Perfect. Come up onto the tiptoes and back down. Good. Stay nice and low. Perfect. Well done. Quads, both sides working. Working through those hamstrings. Those glutes are working nicely. Naturally, that calf raise, really getting those calves firing up as well. Good. That spine nice and long. Take your time with these. It's not a race. Heels down, heels up. Perfect. Make sure you keep that spine long the whole time. This is going to really get into the quads, really get those hamstrings going. And breathe. That's good. Last 20 seconds. That's good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Perfect. And then at the end of this, we're going to pulse. And that's in 10 seconds. Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. Push, push, push. So 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Heels down. Static now. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Right. Stand up nice and tall. So open up those hamstrings. So we did the stretch earlier. Stand tall. Arms up towards the ceiling. Chin to chest. Slowly roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. We reach down as far as we can. Now do not bend the knees. Do not bend the knees just so we can maybe touch the tiptoes. The stretch is all in vain at that point. Just keep those knees nice and straight. Reach down as far as you can. Few deep breaths, chin to chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bend the knees. Come up slowly. So we did the lunges one side. We're going to have to even the body up. So let's do those lunges again. This time round, we're going to plant our left foot forwards and our right foot comes behind. And we're going to tap 1, 2, and 3 with that right knee, and then we come up tall. So let's go. Sync up. 3, 2, 1, and down. Perfect. Tap once, tap twice, taps 3 times, and then back up. Good. Keep this up. Keep this going. Nice and slow. Quads working, hamstrings working, glutes are firing up nicely. That's it. Perfect. Good. I think I said this first time around the lunges. Slow and control because we want time under tension. That's it. Perfect. So when we do our exercise, we micro tear those muscles ever so slightly. And it's the healing and repair of these micro tears is where you get the hypertrophy. That's where you get the benefits of the exercise. So slow and controlled with time under tension. Good. Okay. Keep going. We've got 15 seconds. Then we've got the hold and pulse. Hold 10, pulse for 10. Good. Keep going. I can really feel the quads. Hamstrings kicking in nicely. Woo, blimey. Okay, so 3, 2, take it halfway. Let's hold static for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Blimey. Stand nice and tall, quickly shake the legs out. Now I'm going to stretch out that left quad, front of the left thigh. So if you can hold on to something, just means you're not having to worry about imbalance. Pull your heel to bum. Up tall, hold, maintain that stretch. Perfect. You deep breaths in through nose. And relax into the stretch. That's good. There you go. Hold here. You deep breaths. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to cobras. Let's work the upper back. Let's work a little bit on posture. So we're going to lay down. So we're going to go prone. So we're going to lay down, face down. Good. So we're going to take the chest onto the floor. We take our fingertips to our temples, elbows nice and wide. You can still see me. And then you visualize a piece of rope between your shoulder blades, facing down the whole time. We're going to peel up and off your chest. Okay, so let's go. Sync up the timer. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and cobra. Good. Keep this up. Keep this going. It's a great way to get the upper back working. And you're going to really feel this through your mid back as well. So it's incredible for the upper and mid back strength and stability. Good. Well done. Nice and slow. Nice and controlled. Keep working that upper back. That's fantastic. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Woo! Keep breathing. Keep pushing yourself. Keep those elbows nice and wide. That's going to hold good form, good posture throughout the exercise. The better your form, the more efficient, therefore more effective the exercise becomes. Good. Oh, next one's gone quickly, actually. We've only got 10 seconds left to do this. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Let's go for a wee stretch for that upper back. So kneeling position, I'll turn sideways on, so a little clearer. Kneeling, link the fingers, chin to chest, reach those arms forward. You want to try and get that sensation of pulling your shoulder blades apart. So arms forwards, all those shoulder blades apart, relax into the stretch. Few deep breaths, breathe into the stretch. And relax. Perfect. Okay, we're going to go for crunches. We've got one on each side, so we're going to do a crunch, reach up to the right leg, and then we'll reverse and do our left leg after. So we're going to lay down with supine, so facing up towards the ceiling. Quick demonstration. We're going to go with our right leg first. So extend your arms above your head, hoping my hands are still in shots. So I'm coupling my hands together, the back of the hands on the floor. So I'm getting a nice full range. I reach my right leg up. I reach to that right ankle down, and we're going to stick with the right leg, okay? So let's go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Perfect. We want slow on the up, slow and controlled on the down. Don't forget to get the back of the hands just slightly graze the floor so we can get full range of motion. It's a great way to open up the chest. Good, open up those collarbones. Perfect. Just a great way to open up the shoulders as a whole. Good. So just mobilizing the shoulders and the hands to the head, which is so important. The shoulder isn't one joint, it's 3 joints. And this little movement here is just a great way to just get a little movement through those 3 joints and open them up. Good. There we go. Perfect. Nice and slow. Well done. Keep going, keep going. Oh, keep working hard. Good. And we're down to your last 20 seconds. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep those abs firing up nicely. Good. Almost there. Keep going with these. Smashing stuff. Good. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish and complete your last one. Don't finish halfway. And relax. Fantastic. So from here, hug your left knee, not your right, your left knee to chest. Point the tiptoes on the right foot. Few deep breaths, really point that right leg away. Hug that left knee to chest, that's it, and hold here. 3 deep breaths, because we need to even up the body. We're going to do the left leg next. And that'll be the last exercise of the session. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Out of the stretch, you know what to do. So that's hands above the head, couple the hands together, and this time we go left leg. So sync up the timer. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Left leg up, slowly up, slow and controlled on the down. That's it. Good. Keep this going. Great way to get those abdominals firing up. Great way to get the legs going. Bit of mobility coming up through the upper body with the arms, shoulders. Good. There we go. That's it. Perfect. There it is. Oh, nice and slow. Nice control. Great work. Perfect. Reach up as high as you can. So you're aiming for the shin and higher. But you get towards the ankles. Fantastic. So keep going. Keep going. I really feel the abs kicking in now. Oh, almost there. Keep going, last 20 seconds, and then you're done and dusted. Keep breathing, keep working hard, keep pushing yourself. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, finish your last one, complete, and relax. Fantastic. So hug your right knee to chest, extend your left leg, so really point the tippy toes. That's good. Oh, pull in, rock side to side. You'll be pleased to know you're done and dusted. That's good. Fantastic. Smashing stuff. Bring yourself up. Give yourself a little round of applause to really well. Fantastic. Good.
That was phenomenal. I see what all the hype's about.
Enjoy that, Emma.
I loved it. I loved it. It's so much movement and energy, and I felt it in all the right places. Thank you so much, and congratulations again to both of you on your successes. That's awesome. Absolutely loved it. So guys, check out these guys, see what they're doing. They're doing a whole lot of things right. We're going to take a half-hour break, just enough time to let the dogs out to grab a cup of tea. I'm going to have a Red Bull, and we're going to, please do not miss this panel at 2 o'clock. It is the bounce back post-COVID. 4 top operators from Europe, from boutiques, heaps of tips to help you get back after the pandemic. So thank you guys so much. Amazing. See you guys all soon.
See you later.
Thanks so much. Ciao.